How we doing, gardeners? And today this video is gonna be a complete guide from planting to harvest of elephant garlic. So I'm gonna talk a little bit before we get to planting about some things that we need to know, and this goes to any garlic. First of all, I'm here in Orlando, Florida, which is it is Sun 10A. As you know, we don't get that much cold, so growing garlic can be challenging. But the most important thing is that you need to choose the right kind of garlic. And then it's gonna be hard neck, and it's gonna be soft neck. And then it's gonna be elephant garlic, which is actually kind of like a leek. It's not really a garlic, but this is the last of my harvest that my mother is holding it like the Holy Grail. And she loved it because look how big these cloves are. So anyways, if you in any part of United States that is not the South, the ideal will be hard neck, which is the one that has the most flavor and storage the best. But you can grow anything. From us in the South, it would be soft neck or elephant garlic. You can try some of those Creole varieties, but in my personal experience, I grow soft neck and I grow some of those Creoles, and the cloves are so tiny, very flavorful, but very, very tiny. So I've been in the search to growing something, and this elephant garlic did it for us. But if you're here in South, it's very important that you know you have to grow soft neck or elephant garlic. Anything else, forget it. We don't get enough cold for the garlic to do that nice head with those big cloth like the people are north. They're blessed. But here it will be the soft neck. Then when you get the garlic, and make sure when you buy your garlic is from a place that is a reputable place, you know, that is healthy, that it doesn't have fungus disease or insects or things like that. And then when you get it, you need to do something that is called vernalization. What am I talking about? Vernalization is basically we are tricking the garlic into think that is underground and it is winter. So I got my garlic in September and I kept it in the fridge, not in the freezer, in the fridge for over 2 months. The longer you can keep it, the best. But you don't want to wait too late to plant it, because then the heat comes in spring and that can give you other issues. So vernalization is something that you want to make sure you do, and then after that you're ready to go. But remember, in the South, soft neck or elephant garlic. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I took my time to make it for you guys, and I got a great harvest from beginning to end, from planting to harvesting. Here we go. First of all, you want to make sure that your soil is very loose, just like this one, because that will help that garlic to grow beautifully. Before I plant, I always like to use rainwater with seaweed fertilizer and hydrogen peroxide. And the reason I use this is because they have a lot of antifungal properties, both of them, and I also give this garlic clove a boost in some nutrients before I plant it. Like I said, anything that you do to help your whatever you're gonna plant, it goes a long way. I always like to make sure I do everything the best way possible, because after you plant it, that's it. You know, you can make amendments in here and that, but it might not be all this vegetable needs it. And garlic, like I say, is a tricky one from us in the South, but I'm gonna put 2 ounces of that seaweed fertilizer, and then I'm gonna put 5 ounces of the hydrogen peroxide. I'm gonna put my garlic in there, voila, and then I'm gonna let it soak for at least 6 hours. After I let it be there for like 6 hours, then I'm ready to go. It is extremely important, in my opinion, to do this, but this is something that you don't have to do. I like to do it because it worked great for me. As you can see, I prepare my beds early. When I receive my garlic, I prepare my beds. I fertilize it with compost. I put a complete organic fertilizer, and then I cover them with cardboard, and I let it rest for like almost 3 months, so that way the microbes can break down that fertilizer. Here in the bag is the other 2 beds that I'm gonna also be using, and this is a mix that I do with compost and other amendments to cover my garlic. Because when I plant it, I like to cover them with more soil, just in case I didn't go deep enough. I like to go 2 inches. We don't need deeper than that, because we're not in the north that we get snow and we need to mulch and all of that stuff. If you plant it too deep, you might lose it. So I do my spacing the best I can. Don't get too crazy with this, because you see I do the spacing and then I come back, and when I'm planting, sometimes I have to move a little bit to the left or a little bit to the right. It doesn't have to be 100% right. The most important thing is that you plant it deep enough to make sure it's covering is good. I also put bone meal and ashes. I burn some wood in the winter, and I like to put that on top. Both of them has phosphorus and calcium, and garlic really love these 2 amendments, and they also help again with fungus, especially the potash or like the ashes. But here I'm gonna be planting this one, and after I have it all planted, I'm gonna be covering. Very important, guys. You can put it sideways, but when you plant your garlic, make sure the pointy part is gonna be up. So basically, the part that looks kind of like flat, and you're gonna see some roots or kind of like roots coming out, that's the part that is gonna go in the ground. And that's it. It looks intimidating, but it's really not. After you do this, you see, press, go, and you see how loose that soil is. That's what you want. You want that garlic to be able to form that beautiful head. When I'm done with all of them, you see this is how it looks. It looks kind of like it has a hole in the middle, but like I told you, I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna put more soil on top with the mix that I like to do, especially for garlic. Everything I plant, I use different mixings, because I think all vegetables or fruit trees or whatever the vegetable, the fruit tree will be, they need different things. And here, you see me? This is what I do. Boom. I put it in, then I tap it. And when you tap it, just be gentle. You don't have to press really hard. You just want to make sure that it is just covered and everything is completely underground. Your garlic. After you get everything covered, then the last step for you will be make sure you water. And I'm gonna water now, and I will not water again until I see the garlic sprouting. And you might ask me why you do that. Garlic likes water, but it likes water after it's already out. You don't want to be watering too much in between, because that can cause your cloves to rot, and then you lose it all. But now I'm just gonna suck this really, really good, and it might take like a week or 2 for the garlic to sprout. For us right now, it got really cold. Actually, right now that I'm planting, it's really cold, but then it gets really hot. So our temperature here in the south are crazy, and they fluctuate a lot. That's why it's so important to plant the garlic in November, latest the first week of December. That's my recommendation. But you see, I'm gonna water really good, and then I'm gonna wait for that garlic to sprout. You see it? That's it. Make sure after that garlic sprout, you want to start fertilizing every 2 weeks with a complete fertilizer, and then after 2 months we're gonna start doing calcium nitrate. And here is a month later. Like I told you, our temperature is kind of crazy. A little bit of heat, and it goes crazy. A month later, and now, like I told you, I'm gonna start with that very strong regimen of fertilizing, and then after 2 months, I'm gonna use the calcium nitrate. It helps garlic tremendously. I'm gonna put all the amendments and ingredients and everything in the comments, and I mean the description, and also at the end of this video I'm gonna put all the pictures of everything. And now 3 months later, this is called garlic scape. And when you see this, is a great sign. That means that your bulb is forming and everything is doing fantastic. But you have to cut this, because if you don't cut it, then the energy is gonna go to that flower and not to the bulb. So when you see this case, start cutting it, and don't throw it away. You can use it for saute. I mean, they're delicious and they have a really, really good flavor. But it's essential that you do this task because it goes a long way. How we doing, gardeners? And here I am next to my elephant galley, and the moment that I've been waiting for is here. And can you believe it? Garlic in Florida. But yes, this one is elephant garlic, and as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, how I did it, the things I did and all that, we're not gonna go over that. But this is the moment of truth, and you wanna make sure you have something like this, because you don't wanna pull it, because you can break the stalk and then that can give you problems. I already harvest some, so I already know what is coming, but I want you guys to see this. So you wanna go a little bit, like, I would say like 2 inches away from the ball, and then you wanna pull from the bottom as best as you can. And here we go, guys. We got garlic, and these things are called corn. And you can either saute, but you can also save it and you can plant it next season. And they say they should give you something like this. But this one is actually not the biggest head that I got. I want you to look at this one. Look at this. This is a nice size. Let's do another one. Again, this is what you want to do. You want to come like couple inches. You pull it from the bottom, never from here. Ooh, and here we go. This one is a nice one. And you see it's already trying to separate because I leave it for too long in there. But I haven't watered for 3 weeks almost. And that's what you want to do with the garlic. When you are at the end stage, you don't want to water, because what happens is like it can get rotten or spoil, and then you lose your whole effort. But I want you to see me doing this one more time. And you see the thicker the you know, this part, I forgot how to say that. I think it's like the stalk. The thicker, the bigger is gonna be your head. But I mean, not too bad, guys. Look at this. For Florida, I think we're doing good. These ones are harvesting a little earlier, and look at it. They're looking pretty good. So if you follow all the steps that I show you, you will get nice results. And you can get, and now, oh wow, this is a good one. Look at it. What do you think? And like I said, these guys, they call corn. You put it away. You can use it in the kitchen. They taste really good. But you also can save it and plant it, and then you can get garlic. Now, after this, you see they're pretty dry. But I am still gonna let it dry for a good 2 weeks before I storage. It is very, very important that you let this dry all the way. If this is not dry, the whole thing can rotten. So put it away, let it dry. I would say in a cool area that you get good airflow, not sun or anything like that. All the sun that they needed is done. Now it's just let it dry, so that way you can storage, and hopefully it will last. I don't know how much it will last. I will let you guys know for sure. Remember, elephant garlic is actually a leek, so it's not gonna have that spectacular flavor like, you know, the garlic that they can grow up north. But I think not too bad for Florida. That's just my opinion. So I'm gonna harvest the rest, and then I will show you guys the whole full harvest. In a minute, I come back. And here we are again, 54 garlic head. Not too bad, not too bad. I'm extremely happy. Honestly, for what I planted, it is a nice harvest. And look at the size, guys. They're pretty. Let me put it in my hand so you guys can see the size. But I mean, I think I am not disappointed at all. I'm not disappointed at all. So here I planted the small, like I was saying, here I planted the small clove. And now you can see the difference between when you plant a big clove and when you plant a small one. You see, the heads are smaller than the other ones over there. So we're gonna use it. It's not a big deal, but that's what happened when you plant garlic. Make sure you plant the big one. This one I plant everything they sent me, but the difference is it's a bit different for sure. I mean, let's just put it next to each other so that way you guys can see the difference. You see that? It's a huge difference. And now I gonna clean it. And remember, you don't wash, you don't water, none of that. You just clean it the best you can. If you have like a brush, you just kind of brush it off. You know, brush it off as much as you can, and then let it dry and maybe clean it a little bit more. I'm gonna cut all the roots. That way it can get drier a little faster, because the faster you get this dry, it's gonna be the better. This is the part that you wanna make sure it's done right, so that way you can preserve it for as long as you can, because you know, humidity, water, anything like that can ruin everything. It will cause fungus, or it will get spoiled or rotten. So some of that stuff. And what I use to cut the roots is just like literally just a regular clippers, if I can just do it. And bear with me here, I'm doing it with one hand. Then you just come and cut it, and it's not gonna cut, but you guys get the idea. Cut all of this and let it dry, and I will show you when I do that. I will show you after they dry what I'm gonna do to storage, what I'm gonna put it, and that way you guys can see the whole process from beginning to end. But elephant garlic, definitely a one that I recommend. I see you guys in a little bit. And here is what I'm gonna storage. I put it in my porch. It's no sun, a lot of airflow, and it's gonna dry beautifully. I'm gonna keep it here for 3 weeks at least. And then we're just gonna cut it and storage inside the house, and hopefully it lasts us for a lot of months. As always, thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate you guys. And I hope you learn how to grow elephant garlic here in Florida. It's not that hard, guys. It looks intimidating, but I promise you it was a lot of fun. Bye. I see you in the next video.